So I'm just gonna lay something out. This is what I'm tired of hearing. This argument goes round and round and round about, and this is for libertarians, not the liberals. I used to have a lot of libertarian leanings back years ago in the 80s before the libertarians were pretty much taken over by this liberal mentality. And they're being tools for the liberals. They don't even really see what they're doing. But this new breed of libertarian has become a tool for the liberals because they're pretty much the same, the same goal in stating they found a way to infiltrate and give them a argument that pretty much quantifies the liberal reasoning. So to these libertarians, especially these guys who always in the military, so they're qualified. They use their military service as a reason to say that they've got the right answer, even though what they're saying is totally contradictory to what they stood up for the military. Like they'll talk about, I took an oath to do this and this and this. Well, let's break this down, okay? This is the thing. This illegal immigration argument always comes up with libertarians, and they're always like they're big open borders people nowadays. So you take these libertarians, they say, well, nobody's born illegal. Nobody's born illegal, and we shouldn't have the borders. And when you say this, we should just let people come to and from the border and have open borders. And when you say this to them, and you say you get the answer, they only say this. Okay, here's their answer. When you say, okay, we've got open borders, but they're coming here. And the whole premise of them coming here is one, to basically the Democrats are offering them free college for their kids, which is what's been going on in this neighborhood here. And they get benefits. And don't say they can't. Go look up the EBT guidelines. Go look up the guidelines for WIC and EBT and all that stuff. And yes, if they've got one person in the house that qualifies as a child born here, then they can all get it, which is what they do here, because I can be in the grocery line behind them and I see that they've got EBT cards. So they can get full benefits with one qualifying child. So when they do that, they tend to come here. They know how to work the system. They'll have a whole house full of people and relatives like I see here across the street. Now, I like a lot of these people. They're nice folks. I work with them every day, but I just don't agree with the things that they're doing. Just like some of you know drug dealers that you're friends with, but you don't like the shit that they're poison they're selling, but you may have known them a long time and you may know their kids or whatever. So, I'm not a big fan of drug dealers, but a lot of us have friends that do things we don't like. So, or we don't hate the people, but we hate the process that they're doing and they're being allowed to do. So you take these people over here and they're getting these benefits, and then their kids, who are pretty much, a lot of them are good kids, but they're getting grants to go to school and shit. And that's what the Democrats are promised them. And now they're more open about it. Like I've been saying this for a long time, but now if you look at the headlines, they're encouraging them to vote. They're saying they're wanting to get medical care for them, or medical insurance, or give them free medical care. And they're offering socialist things. Okay, so now here's my point with these libertarians, especially the military guys. If you're a military person and you're taking this oath to protect this country, okay, you want to use that same logic that you're using. Okay, you go to another country where you're directed to fight an enemy in another country. So, well, nobody's born an enemy of the United States, or nobody's born, we're all, okay, do you have that same attitude if you're having to fight a combatant? And why are you fighting that combatant? Why are you fighting that person in another country? Why are you perpetuating a war against someone in another nation? Because you're told, or the thing is that person is an enemy of the United States because of what? Because what they're doing? Do you say no one's born an enemy of the United States? Do you want to have that attitude when you're dealing with an enemy of a foreign enemy? Okay, now these people here, what is their reasoning? Okay, they are against the interest of this country when they're coming here, and the purpose is to get them into socialist programs. Now, is this a socialist nation? What's the difference in you going over and taking an oath to fight against a socialist or a fascist or other country or another interest? That's pretty much the answer, because they're against what this country stands for. If this country doesn't stand for being a socialist nation, if this country doesn't stand for, you're supposed to protect the sovereignty of this nation. When people are coming over here and getting pulled into socialist programs, that's not helping the sovereignty of this nation. And you say that you're about protecting this nation, but you're not about protecting this nation if you're an open borders advocate for a libertarian open borders advocate. It's not because somebody hates brown people. It's because if the brown people or whoever come here and they are, and I'm honest about it, the more people get into government programs, and that's just, it is honest strategy. The Democrats, if they thought if these people were coming here and weren't engaging in the programs, they wouldn't give a shit. They wouldn't want them here. If they thought they were voting Republican, they wouldn't want them here. They don't be fooled that they really care about these people. All they care about is what they can get off of them, and they're sitting here giving them stuff. They're buying them. The same reason they're talking about reparations right now. Why are they talking about reparations now? Why now? They haven't been talking about reparations till now. Why? Because before they thought, well, we got enough for the black vote. We own the black vote. So now for the first time, you got black people saying, hey, we like Trump. There's black folks that are supporting Trump. There's black folks that are out here starting. It's just the beginning now. Just the beginning of black folks starting to say, maybe the Democrats aren't in our best interest. So they're like, we got to stop this now. Boom, we're going to stop this right fucking now. Let's offer them money. Let's talk about reparations. Let's show them where, it's all about buying people, man. So would you libertarians sit here and talk about open borders, like and especially throw back on your military service, how you're protecting this country? How are you going to protect this country? And when you're sitting here doing a process that gets people in here on socialist programs, and the only time you guys say this little line you say about, well, we need to stop the programs that get the people here and still have open borders. You only bring up the program thing when somebody hits you with this shit. That's when you bring it up. What are you doing the rest of the time to talk about that? You're not talking about getting rid of these socialist programs until somebody confronts you about why you're not against illegal immigration. That's when you bring it up. You guys only have an answer for something after you're confronted with something, but you're not promoting that. All you guys seem to care about is marijuana legalization. And I wish we just get that over with. I wish they just legalized the fucking shit out of it, and then you guys got what? Nothing. Open borders? Because that's all you guys really give a shit about. Because we're not going to get rid of the fucking welfare system, and you know that if you're not a goddamn idiot. There's just too many people who believe in unrealistic things. It's like we're not going to shut down welfare, just no more than we're going to change the tax system. Because, like I told you guys before, everybody says, well, we just go to the fair tax and this, because you know why? Tax refunds. These dumbasses, 90% of these people get tax refunds, don't understand tax refunds. And I've been saying this for years, and now we have proof, okay? Because I'll tell you why. For years, I said we'll never change the tax system because so many people get refunds and they get tax credits where they get more money back than they paid in. All these people who are supposedly getting fucked on taxes, they're not. I mean, 40-something% of people, over 40, like almost 50% of people or more, don't pay taxes, or they get back money. They get back more than they paid in because they're getting child tax credits and things like that. Now, that said, these people, there's a huge tax refund industry going on, and everybody's talking about tax time and getting their money back. Well, if that's the case, what are these people bitching about not paying? Not paying their fair share, and people aren't paying their fair share. Well, if they're not paying their fair share, why are you getting so much back? You're not paying your fair share. You're, in fact, getting more than you paid in many cases. Many people who are complaining about this, right? So these not their fair share people that are getting money back this year because they the laws changed and they took out less money out of your paycheck, and some people, a lot of them got back less money. They're raising hell and nuts about, I get back less money this year. Trump fucked me. Okay, so that one little change made everybody go in panic mode. So could you imagine if there was no more tax refunds because we changed the tax system? Do you think these people would fucking freak out? Because they already freak out over the less money they got this year. They got like $1,000 less dollars or $100 or $500 less dollars this year, and they panicked. But you guys, when I told you guys this years ago that the tax, if you even undid tax refunds completely, that it would flip all these people out who don't understand, and they would flip out and use it as a tool to go against whatever party did that. So libertarians, you're not going to stop welfare. You're not going to change the tax system. You're not, because the people won't go for it. The people like what they got, even if it's stupid. I agree with you guys on the fact that I would love a better system, but it's too late. We've already sold America on it. And the point is, don't sell America on anything else further up. That's the point, is we can't stop what we've got already. Whether you guys want to say you can, because it's just a way of winning an argument, but we know you couldn't stop welfare, food stamps, and you couldn't stop all these programs tomorrow. You can't. You can't stop them, and you know that. You couldn't just say, we're going to quit giving out any kind of food stamps or benefits or government housing shit or programs. That all ends. That's no way it's going to end. So therefore, the whole allure for getting illegals here is still going to be there. You can't stop that. And your method for stopping illegal immigration, and you're just saying, oh, you're just fucking naysayer and idiot. No, I'm fucking realistic. That's what I am, okay? You're not going to stop it. So therefore, all you're going to do if you don't stop it is get a bunch of people here who are going to vote for more and more giveaway socialist programs, therefore piling up more and more shit. Piling up more and more stuff, and you're going to make the problem even bigger. And then you have no chance of your libertarian utopia, because so you guys in the long run say, well, maybe we can get some pot. That's probably all you'd be happy if you got your fucking weed. And well, so it is what it is. I got legal weed now, which is another thing that's got unintended consequences that we don't want to go into. But that's the problem, is you guys are so unrealistic about, one, you say illegal immigration is not harmful, but you be shooting yourself in the foot, because the more of these people you get here, the more our socialist programs, the more we're going to turn into a total socialist nation. And then we're so far away from libertarianism that with that, you're making it worse. So even if you do believe you could stop the programs and stop it, and you want to believe in open borders, the common sense thing to do is say, well, I really wish we didn't have to have borders, but we're at a point now where we can't turn back. So we need a fair system, and we need a better immigration system, and we need some kind of reform that doesn't involve amnesty and doesn't involve letting people just walk over here. We need a system where everybody can we get workers we need to get, and everything can be a workable system, instead of just letting people come over. And you guys also say that of course walls won't work, because it's part of your mantra. When walls stop people down there, we had one of the caravans was stopped by a wall, and it will slow it down. There's no possible way that it won't slow it down somewhat, even though, yes, people can climb walls and this and this and this, but it does work somewhat enough to slow down the flow. You can't get 20,000 people over the fucking wall. You can't get 1,000 people, whatever, over the wall. They have to do things to get over the wall, which gives people time to stop it again. Yes, things will still be here. Yes, there will still be drugs. Yes, there will still be all this shit. It's the same thing as you talk about the war on drugs. People say, end the war on drugs, let everybody have heroin, whatever. Then you see, they pretty much ended it in California. And you got people taking shits on the sidewalk, having to have shit clean up, laying around overdosing. There's no war on drugs results. You can sit here and say that it's like great all you want. But if you look at all these countries in Europe, I was screenshotting the other day all these people bitching about their healthcare in Canada and bitching about it in the UK. And they're sitting here talking, and these are people who live there, just talking about how horrible and how many hours they have to wait and shit, because it was a post that was running down the United States how backwards and stupid we are because we don't want socialized healthcare. And here's all the socialized healthcare people who actually live in the countries arguing with the liberals who are saying, oh no, it's not like that. It's, yeah, I live here, it's like that. And they're still arguing with them, even though you've got all these people that are sitting there telling these dumbasses that live here that don't know and have never had it. They're arguing with it. And then you see somebody put up this shit on, so many $1 trillion are missing. The government's misplaced so many $1 trillion and all this shit. And yet they can manage the government. They say, and these people say the government can't do this. The government's corrupt and they can't do this and that. But they want the government to run everything. In the same breath, they want them to run everything, but the government's corrupt. It makes no sense. The government's the bad guy. They're corrupt. They're this, they're that. But we want them to run our healthcare. We want to run this, but they can't run anything right, and they can't do this, and they keep doing that. It's the thing. It's the thing with this whole logic between liberals and libertarians and shit is nothing has to fucking. You say one thing and you forget. Maybe it's good that they smoke weed because they forget what they said yesterday. It's like Yeah, they want them. If you smoke weed and you lose enough memory or high enough, then maybe you won't listen to the last thing you fucking said. So anyway, you can talk about your oath to protect this country all you want. But if you're in a war, you do the thing for the best possible result. You do what works in a war situation to take care of the problem in hand. And if you sit here and you say, we're going to just sit here and let these people come here, and we're going to say, well, we could get rid of the welfare system and the system that brings them here and all the benefits. And then that would stop it. We're not going to close the borders. Fuck that. But we're not going to get rid of the system. So if you're not going to close the borders, you're not going to get rid of the system, then what are you going to do? You're not going to stop it. What do you think? You're going to get this libertarian president that's going to go up there and, let's shut down welfare. Yeah, I can see that really going over great. That's really going to go over. You guys are idiots. And you can sit here and make fun of me and talk shit and just sit here and talk about how and pretend that you're smart. You're not. Just because you say you're smart and you say you're right, it doesn't make you smart and right. What I say is realistic logic. Break down what I said just because it doesn't what you want to hear. Imagine, okay, everybody who has a brain in their head, liberal, conservative, libertarians, I don't care, atheists, whatever. If you said tomorrow we are shutting down all government benefits, what do you think would happen in this country? Do you think that it would be agreeable? Do you think it would be possible and everybody would love it and it would be great and we'd be able to do it and it would fix all our problems? Do you think that would happen, or do you think we'd have riots in the streets? If you don't think that it would be a problem to end welfare, then you're a fucking moron. Okay? You're stupid. You're not going to end welfare. If we said tomorrow we're going to change the tax system to a fair tax or a consumption tax, and people didn't get tax refunds anymore, and that stopped, do you think people would be happy? Do you think that would work? There's my facts. Okay? So do you think if we leave the borders open and we get a whole lot of people here who are going to get those benefits, because it's impossible not to end those benefits, it's impossible to not have them, okay? And they are getting them. Go to any website, go to the EBT guidelines for non-citizens, go look it up. Go look at fucking people. Their kids are made citizens, so they're going to college. Look at how many college grants go for the children of illegal aliens. Look at how much of this shit is real. You're not going to end that. That's going to keep happening. So then you tell me, if we don't close the borders and we keep letting them come here and have more and more benefits, who do you think they're going to vote for? Do you think they're going to vote for people who don't want those benefits for those people? Or do you think they're going to vote for people who say, we're giving you the money. We're the ones giving you the benefits. Who do you think they're going to support? And if you do that, how well do you think, how far away from a libertarian ideal or a conservative ideal, how far away do you think we'll be from that? How close do you think we'll be to socialism? So if you want to go push the country into socialism, then that's the way to do it. So you can sit here and, like I said, you guys just talk like you're so smart, but you're really a bunch of goddamn unrealistic babies that have no business in politics, because you some of you trying to run for office. You ain't got nobody fooled. You're running for offices because you go out there and know you're going to lose. You get some donations and some people, and you have a few little parties, and you get to act cool, and you probably pocket a little bit of money, and you get some weed money and some money for snacks, and that's what you got. Go buy you a fucking Xbox and sit there and talk about how you ran for fucking president or ran for governor of Tennessee or whatever. You can talk about that, and you can flash your stack of money or whatever, but nobody if they're in the right mind, except the people who are doing the same damn thing you're doing, buys into it. Okay, unless they're fucking stupid. So say what you want. I've been around this game a long time. I'm a fucking half a decade old motherfucker here, and I've seen a lot of shit. And so, anyway, you can dismiss what I say all you want. It still doesn't make you right. Have a great day.